I think it's always good to get a sense of what the feast day is, especially since with the Immaculate Conception it so often gets confused. So with the Immaculate Conception, this is not the day where we believe that, as we heard in the Gospel today, the angel Gabriel appears to Mary and she conceives Jesus in her womb. That would be a very, very short gestation period. That day is what we call the Annunciation, which actually takes place, strangely enough, on March 25th, exactly 9 months before Christmas. Wonder how they figured that out. Anyway, so today, rather, is the Immaculate Conception, which is the conception of Mary, without sin from the first moment of her existence, as she was conceived in the normal way in the womb of her mother, St. Anne. And so we see in this great gift where Mary, from the very beginning, is without sin. The first reading we hear about Genesis, is about how there was this other woman who had no sin at the beginning, but then she chose sin. She and Adam chose the wrong direction instead of saying yes to God. And what happened? The whole universe is now broken. And so Mary is the reverse, as it were, of Eve. And in fact, in Latin, the word Eve is Eva, and the reverse of that is Ave. And so the fathers of the church had fun with this, seeing that the Ave, which was given by the angel, is the reverse of Eva's sin. But we look and we see how Mary is the new Eve, the mother of all the living. But we say, well, what does this have to do with us? Yeah, she was immaculately conceived. That's great. We're glad for her and for Jesus. But we can't associate with that. We were all conceived with original sin. And while our original sin has been washed away by baptism, we still have the effects of original sin moving in our lives, what we call concupiscence, that disordered desire where our desires are out of whack, out of order, and we go after the things we're not supposed to go after, and we put more important than God so many things in our lives. Mary doesn't have that. How can we relate? Why is this important for us? Well, I think it's important for a couple of reasons. One, that she is called the Immaculate Conception. Those of you who have been doing the 33 days to morning glory, you know this. But she is called the Immaculate Conception because she reveals herself as the Immaculate Conception to St. Bernadette at Lourdes. And from that we have come to realize, especially through St. Maximilian Kolbe, that she is married to the Immaculate Conception, the Divine Immaculate Conception, the Holy Spirit, that she is so close to the Holy Spirit that they never separated. Now, every time we invoke the Holy Spirit, Mary is present. Every time we invoke Mary, the Holy Spirit is present. They work together. That's one thing. But on the other side, we may look and say, well, I feel like she might be judging me because I'm such a sinner and she is not. But judgment is so far from who she is. She is without sin. And because of that, she will not judge us. But rather, she is mother and has great compassion on us. As much as a mother whose child is being naughty still loves her children, even more so does Mary love us. And in fact, we are God's gift to Mary. You ever think about that? At the cross, Jesus says to Mary, "Behold your son," and to the disciple, "Behold your mother." He gives we who are the beloved disciples to Mary as his gift to her. Now, if you're like me on those days when you're struggling with shame and self-hatred and other things, you might be saying, well, that's not much of a gift, is it? But the reality is, she rejoices that we are her gift. That Jesus has given each one of us to be her children. And she is not, looking at us as a group, but she sees each one of us, loving us as a mother, as if to an only child. She loves us tenderly. She's taking care of us. And because of her union with the Holy Spirit, she has power and authority to do whatever we need. She is that mediatrix of all graces, that all graces come through her because of her union with the Holy Spirit. And so we can turn to the Immaculata. We can turn to the Immaculate Conception. We can turn to Mary to be our mother. In all the struggles of our life, we can say, Mary, here, take care of this. This is too much for me. I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know. This is beyond my ability to control, my ability to take care of. And she does. She is a mother. And she loves us so tenderly. And so as we go into this Mass today, let us ask our beloved Mother to be with us, to strengthen us, to walk with us, and to pour out every grace that we need, so that she can make us like herself. She can draw us out of sin, out of our habits of our weakness, out of the addictions that we have, so that she may draw us out and mold us into the image of Jesus, her Son.